morning, our precious viewers, those watching us in the part of Africa or in the diaspora. We appreciate you for staying tuned into Tagi TV, specifically the Junior Minds program. I am happy to inform you that this is the only show that will make you realize there's a potential in every child. Remember, these children have been at school, studying, focusing, having some co-curricular activities, and so much more. But now, they're so excited to come back home. They're so excited to come back home. They relax, they get to spend time with their families, and do so many activities. We're going to discuss with some pupils at St. Anthony Nursery and Primary School on how they want to spend their holiday. Our dear guests, welcome. Remember, you've been at school for a long time, focusing on studies, improving on the points where you're weak, consulting teachers, and so much more. But right now, I really think that you're excited to go back home. You're going to rest, going to eat nice food, you're going to go out and enjoy your holidays. So, before we begin with our questions, please introduce yourselves.
Thank you, moderator. My name is Nantongoroth Himani, a candidate at this amazing and great institution, St. Anthony Nursery and Primary School, and I'm aged 13.
Thank you, moderator. My name is Namneme Stacey Martha, a candidate this year, 2022, and I'm aged 13.
Thank you so much, moderator. My name is Zawasa Great Blessing, a candidate this year, 2022, and I'm aged 13.
Thank you so much, moderator. I'm Eva Joanna, a candidate this year, and I'm aged 12.
Thank you, moderator. I am Magembereni, a candidate of 2022, and I am aged 13. Thank you very much, moderator. I am Magembereni. I'm a candidate of this year.
My name is Doma Aaron, a candidate this year, aged 13.
Thank you for introducing yourselves. Let's continue with the first question. You see, you are at school, and now I want you to compare that with the online classes. Was it fun? Was it bad? Tell us your views.
Thank you, moderator. According to your question, I think this term was better than the online classes. Speaking of which, because no one really paid attention on online classes. People were really disorganized on online classes. Like, for example, here at our school, people would even skip doing work. Some of their parents could think they're actually online classes, yet they are talking and chatting with their friends. So, according to me, I don't think it was better than this term.
In my opinion, I think online classes were far better, because comparing the expenses spent in one day on online classes and comparing expenses spent paying school fees, like for a whole term, I think online classes were far better, really.
Classes can't be better than this, because in an online class, each day, they have to buy data, they have to keep like they buy 1 GB, it's done. Again, they have to buy more. But in like school, they pay once and fees is done. So I don't see how your point of the money, the expenses spent comes in, because they pay school fees once and that's done. But for the data, you have to buy each day. And if you buy like one which expires like in 1 day and it doesn't get done, again you have to buy another day. So the expense is more compared to online. Online is more expensive than this one.
Thank you, Joanna. At a point, you're actually right because every day you have to keep buying data, and that becomes somehow expensive because when you come to school, you pay once. You go to a bursar's office, you pay, and then you don't have to worry about paying anything again. Let's continue.
Thank you so much, moderator. I firstly thank the Lord for our lives, and I thank Him for this opportunity that I get to appear in this television. And in my opinion, your question was, has have online classes been better than these physical lessons? In my opinion, the physical lessons are actually better than the online classes because, in my opinion, firstly, it's really difficult to concentrate when you're online because when you use data, many apps on the phone use data. For example, WhatsApp. Now, for example, if you're studying online and some message pops up on your screen, you'll be so like eager to go and check it. So you may not really concentrate on the lessons taking place. And I do move with Joanna, what she said that the online classes are actually expensive. Because buying data each day, a GB it's like 5,000 shillings. So each day, that's really, really a great amount.
Actually, I already given my opinion about the fees thing, about like the money spent. But also, I'd like to talk about this. Okay, like everything that we do in this world has an advantage and another disadvantage. So that's the disadvantage. But the advantage is like if a child is shy, like to talk to a teacher physically, they could easily do it because like on Zoom, you just raise your hand and ask the question. You don't necessarily have to like look at the teacher. Okay, like if you fear them, or if you're shy, you don't necessarily have to look at the teacher. You just speak and your voice will be heard. In my opinion, that's like the advantage from Zoom, those online classes and other platforms that like WhatsApp, because first lockdown, we used to learn using WhatsApp.
Actually, in my opinion, I think school is better than online classes because when we are at school, we can do things practically because we have a science lab, a library, and so on. And we can even go for educational trips to different places and we learn things which we have been studying. But when we are, thank you.
But at home, you can also get like the necessary equipment to carry out an experiment. It's not like at home. It's not like at home you have to get you can't carry out the experiments. At home you can also get the necessary equipment and then you can carry out the experiments. Not only at home, it's not only at school that you can carry out experiments. From my own opinion, as Joanna said that in in life there is in the world there is a disadvantage and an advantage on everything. So the Zoom lessons they also have a disadvantage and an advantage. But as we speak right now, I strongly oppose the Zoom lessons because I think this school life is better than the home life. Because at school we get to do like carry out, you get time to spend with your friends, you can consult the teachers. So like at home, you're not that serious so much in books, but at school here, you have everything you need so that you can perform very well.
I really, I really kind of oppose his points actually, because some children go away from school. Actually, we call it trancy because of heavy punishments at school. So really, these classes, I support Zoom like online classes because online classes, no heavy punishments are given. A child can easily learn from there. If at all that child is well concentrated and is determined on what he or she is planning to learn or is learning.
Thank you, Stacy, for that point of information. To our dear viewers out there, you're still watching the Junior Minds here on Tagi TV with me, Kainerugaba Vivian and the primary 7 candidates of St. Anthony Nursery and Primary School. As we are just casually discussing on how they are going to spend their holiday. Yeah. So far, they have told us how they have told us how this term has been compared to online. But now I have another question. Apart from online, how has your school life been this term? What's that?
Actually, our school life has been actually great because like we have spent like this time had a lot of activities in our school. We had very many occasions whereby we had to participate in all the occasions. We had St. Anthony's Day whereby we had to practice, we had to dance, we had to. So you get the interesting part of it all is that we had to show all our activity to our parents, and we were all excited to show them to our parents. So this our school life has been great, but on the other side, that it has not been that great because like yes, you know, school life can't be that great. They always have to steal your eats. They always have to, as I said, that at school, always your life is not that perfect. You always miss out some things. Like at school, they can steal your eats. They can take your bucket. They can steal your water. Such, but all, all in all, our school life has been great. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. You've told us how your school life was, the fun and interesting part, and also the not so good part of it. It was both inspiring and also funny. And I have a question for our dear Joanna. Do you have a phone at home? Okay, do you have a phone at home?
Not really.
Don't. Tuka, my question was good. Great blessing. Do you have a phone?
Yes, I do.
Since we are going for our holidays, how are you planning to use it? Are you going to use it or misuse it? Tell us more.
Well, I normally use it to discuss with friends, like holiday package, holiday work, things like that. I use it to discuss with my friends, and when I'm bored at times, I may use it to play games. Yeah, that's basically it.
Thank you, great blessing. You've really told us the good side about it. Thank you, great blessing. Before I ask Joanna, let's go for a commercial break and we shall be right back. Don't go away.
Our dear parents, wherever you are and wherever you're watching me from, I'm so glad for whatever work you're doing towards building these children.
Don't forget that this is the only program that will make you realize children have the potential you can't believe.
When we talk about public speaking, we are looking at the art where a child or any individual is able to communicate before one person, before many, and before crowds of people.
I wasn't good at public speaking before I became a leader, but I'm actually getting better at it.
Less confidence in children is expressed in different ways. Some of them shout, others run away, others become rude, others fight because they are less confident. We train in debates that a child is able to know how to debate formally in their public.
Some schools have small classrooms, yet they have many children. This becomes very difficult for them to create social distancing.
We train advocacy, that children are able to advocate for issues that affect their lives. Talk about climate change.
You have watched people cry for help whenever River Nyamamba floods and bursts its banks, leading to loss of property and sometimes lives.
So with advocacy, children are able to advocate for their rights and also for the rights of those who can't advocate for themselves.
Dear viewers, what plan do you have to hand over the planet to the next generation when air, water and soil are polluted and can no longer support human life?
Our quarrel is a failed argument. So to avoid that, we teach these children to learn how to argue officially or formally.
Most girls spend their times on phone. For example, she said the girls cook, but when cooking, here she's on phone, here she's frying this, to the extent that it can get burnt.
With its moderation, we have trained very many TV moderators, and some of them are already employed at their young age.
The courage and confidence that I gained from Speech Focus Africa didn't only make me a good prefect, but also a wonderful TV presenter.
My daughter used to be shy, but from the time she joined public speaking, she's now very confident and she can stand in public and give a speech.
Enroll your child today for training in public speech, music, dance, and drama. Speech Focus Africa. Be yourself.
Welcome back from the commercial break. As I said earlier, I was going to ask Joanna a question. Since Great Blessing has told us the good side of having a phone during the holidays, could you please tell us the bad side of it?
So to answer your question, Vivian, like phones have a greater disadvantage than advantage, because you get so many bad friends. Like, since we have this app, it's known as WhatsApp, and then there's also TikTok. WhatsApp exposes people to so many like bad things, because you're just there like in a study group maybe, and then somebody just comes, texts you like privately, and then starts telling you that let's meet at this place and we can steal. And that's so wrong. Like, in the same way, also TikTok, okay, like since we're in the holiday now, parents are exhausted. They want their kids to like help them out with chores, but they can't. And when you tell the kid, okay, like when you tell your child, when you tell your kid and they're watching TikTok, they'll be like, but mommy, me, I'm watching TikTok, don't disturb me. They'll quarrel, and then like, so like phones are making children's minds corrupt. They don't want to work. They're always on a phone. They don't understand anything their parents are going through. Sometimes you can be like walking along the road going to visit your friend. You get a call, like video call. Then you start to answer. You're crossing the road, but you're looking at the phone. Then when the car knocks you, you start blaming the person who was driving instead of blaming yourself. Then also, another disadvantage is that when you look at a phone too much, that light can spoil your eyes. So basically, to all the parents out there, and you give your child a phone, think twice again, because it's not that, okay, like, I'm not telling you take the phones away from the children, it's your decision. But mind about what advantage or disadvantage you're placing into your child.
Thank you, Joanna. Now, dear Gracious, I have a question for you. Since parents have given their children so much freedom, they can literally do anything on their phones, I have realized that some of them tell their friends to come and visit them. Could you tell us some of the dangers of doing that?
Some children during holidays visit their friends to do dishonest behaviors, e.g. stealing, destroying property, and so on. Some of them even reach the extent of destroying the property which they have found at the parents' home. And others learn new habits, learn new bad habits, learn bad words, and so on. And that is really bad because it has led to moral decay. Thank you.
Thank you, dear Gracious. You've told us those inspiring words. Yes, it's actually true to me, because some children, they go out to their parents' permission. There is a very big danger from that, because first of all, no one knows that you've actually gone out of the gate. Secondly, no one will be responsible for you if anything bad happens to you. For example, you are walking carelessly while crossing the road, and then a car comes and hits you dead. To our dear viewers out there, remember, you're still watching the Junior Minds here on Tagi TV. Now let's continue to our next guest, Stacy. Joanna talked about laziness and children refusing to listen to their parents. Stacy, what advice do you have for the children who are like that?
I would advise such children to make up their daily routine, Because children without a routine, like, you really have a lot of chores to do. Then you have the phones, you have your homework, and you choose like, no, there are too many, and you see like it's a big load on your head, and you say, what? You know what? I'm going on my phone. You choose to disobey, or like your parent left you home. You're like, you must wash these utensils. And you're like, I have my homework. I have phones. I have to sweep. I have that. I also have the utensils. But then like you see, it's a really big load. Choose to disobey your parent and go on your phone to have some entertainment. So I really think that they should make their own routines, follow up their own routines, like to save time, to have time for to separate their leisure time from their work time.
Thank you, Stacy. You've really told us how daily routines help us, especially for those kids who are disorganized. Because if you really never had a daily routine, I'm pretty sure you'd just be there at home, sitting down while being on your phone, but keeping in mind that you have homework to do, you have to wash utensils, you have to sweep the compound, and other work to do. Now, Ruth, I would like you to give advice to some of the children who have so much homework to do, but they don't want to do it.
Thank you, moderator. My advice to those children who really have a lot of homework and don't want to do it, I mean, that is part of what we call disobedience. This homework is actually given to us by the school to keep us busy during holidays, and it's actually of an advantage to us because it can prevent children from relying so much on their phones, which of course have a lot of disadvantages, leading children to doing antisocial behaviors. These holiday packages have a lot of work, which of course helps us to go back and revise our books, leading to us gaining more knowledge from what we forgot. And I would advise all those who feel like they don't want to do their holiday package. Parents, your child telling you that he or she doesn't feel like doing their holiday package is a sign that that child might be bored. What you can do is like get a teacher from a certain school, bring the teacher to your home, and let the teacher teach that child whatever he or she needs to know. This is going to kill boredom and allow children to write their holiday packages peacefully. Thank you.
Can I comment about that?
Yes, you can.
Well, getting a teacher to start teaching a child who's not interested, it's really expensive. You're already spending money teaching sending the child to school, and again you're spending a lot of money teaching the child at home. So I think like this parent should just give strong advice to his or her child to help the child gain interest for his or her studies, like an inspiration. Parents themselves sometimes, or most times, are inspirations themselves. So I think they should give advice according to their lifetimes, their difficult challenges, what they faced, and how they overcame them during their studies. Thank you.
Now, I'm going to give each one of them a minute to give us their message to the viewers out there, especially children. Let's start with Great Blessing.
Thank you so much, moderator. To my fellow friends, I think they should timetable themselves to keep themselves busy instead of loitering around, just wandering around. Think they should be timetable to know the particular activities they should be doing at a particular time. So, thank you so much.
Thank you, Great Blessing. Let's go to Dear Gracious.
I like to advise my fellow children who are going for holidays and who are already in holidays to revise their books. I know that sometimes children may play a lot, but they should also leave some time for books. Because right now, as I talk, I'm a candidate of Primary 7. We are going to have our PLE in November. So I would encourage the children to revise their books. At the same time, they can also have some physical exercise like playing and helping their parents in housework.
Thank you, dear gracious. The next speaker is Stacy.
I advise parents to guide and counsel their children, to monitor their behavior, and to mostly the part of guidance and counseling to help them, motivate them about their studies and help them stay away from all kinds of peer pressure in order to avoid antisocial behaviors, especially done at home, since freedom is given at home. And for the children is to listen and obey their parents. For the old people have seen the wider part of the world. Thank you.
Thank you, moderator. Or can I say, Vivian? I would just like to supplement on what Magembe said, that parents should supervise whatever their children may do. So like when parents are going out, they should alert their children, and whenever children are going out, they should alert their parents for easier supervision to know what the children are going to do. Then I would also give a piece of advice to my fellow friends and children, those who are going for holidays and those who are already in holidays, so that they can get more serious in books. Yes, holidays, we go for holidays to relax our minds, but not that much. You can still keep in books. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. We are now going to our second last speaker, who is, she'll tell us her names and her message.
My name once again is Joanna, and my message to the parents is like, don't give your child so much freedom. Fine, we have a right to be at home, visit friends in the neighborhood, or we can visit them under supervision, but don't let your children just move out and then you don't know where they've gone. You don't know where they are, why they have gone there. You've just seen the child moving out and then you see them come back late at night. That's so not okay. And to the children who are in holidays and those who are going home, don't give your parents hard time, because really they have had enough, especially since we have been at school for such a long period of time. They have had to do all the work by themselves. So listen to every word your elders tell you, because today it's them talking to you, tomorrow you'll be advising someone else. Have a nice holiday to you all, and thank you for listening.
Thank you, moderator. My name is Nansongoro Thimani once again, and my advice especially goes to a specific group of children. These are my fellow candidates who are currently about to do their PLE in November this year, 2022. Dear candidates, my advice to you is work hard. These exams are like the usual exams to do, but way wider, testing your thinking capacity. Candidates, I also advise you to pray as much as you can, because without God, then you can do nothing. I also request the parents of these candidates to give them time they need. They should not always be in their books, but they should also have their free time to play and do whatever they need to do. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ruth and the rest. You've really told us from the school life to the phones to the homework and all the other activities you've talked about. And to our dear children out there who are watching us right now, I hope you have picked 1 or 2 words from them. Because when you're at home, don't just sit around and do nothing. Go out, help your parents, your friends, and actually the community at large. You can do some small things like obeying your parents, doing home chores, like doing some fun activities at home, and don't spend so much time on gadgets, because it's not only phones that children get spoiled on. We have phones, we have tablets, we have computers, and many others. And you've been watching the Junior Minds here on Tagi TV with the candidates from St. Anthony Nursery and Primary School in Kajjansi, telling you about how they're going to spend their holiday. Don't forget to watch this show every Saturday at 9 a.m. Of course, here on Tagi TV. reaching you from far and beyond.